side, we do have an exciting match ahead of us. I know both players are eager to just scrap and get at it. This is like a Wi-Fi or a grand finals offline anywhere else in the world. It's Vendetta versus JeJaJeJa.
Yeah, we've really got the big names going in here too. Looking at the end, of course, they're looking at Ryu into Kirby into this first matchup here. And Kirby, man, one of those characters that just like you always hear about Kirby's a low tier character, but then you actually try to approach this guy, especially if you're like Ryu, where your game plan is on these projectiles you can crouch, and it's rough. Look, 60% for one error too, huge.
Absolutely, and Vendetta obviously being a little bit more known for the Ken. Why would you think Vendetta would choose Ryu in this matchup?
So Kirby is there's no real grapplers. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Maybe because of that, actually. Forget what I was about to say. Maybe it's just because of up tilt kills like that. That's a little insane. But like Kirby is like kind of almost like the grappler of Smash Brothers. Slow, takes a long time to get you, gets stuffed out, but then he gets you in the corner, and you're like, how do I deal with this pressure? How do I get out and just not die? I don't want to have to walk into that. If I can just sit here and throw fireballs, I'm gonna throw fireballs. Doesn't seem to be.
Back. This is the top player mentality. You gotta give what you give and take what you take. You gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah, there is, especially in Smash Brothers, there is no such thing as. I think leads are in the mind, honestly, and losing the lead is in the mind. It's all about data. It's all about getting in the other person's head. Right now, that said, JeJaJeJa is finding every possible opening here. It's a lot of. Oh, you can just trip into the forward smash there, huge, and now on the ledge too. The ledge trumpet into the back air, another stock over.
A lead level play from JeJaJeJa, being the perennial Kirby main, and just so used to every situation that this character could possibly be in. No hesitation, no fear.
Yeah, and once he's in too, man, just swing it. Look, we're just clashing forward tilts, reestablishing that space, but it's still JeJaJeJa.
Dragon Ball. Wow.
Big back air, has the ledge one more time, another back air to send out Vendetta. Can he get back? It is game one, not so much pressure on the line just yet, but not the way you want to see your step starting off either. You can see Vendetta putting a little distance, looking for that data. Just kind of has to play keep away with fireballs right now to try to soften up JeJaJeJa. Find that one big kill move if there's any chance of getting back into the set here. We might be seeing it here, not quite though. The whiff Tatsumaki is instead going to get him punished with a back air. Game one going to JeJaJeJa.
I find this match so interesting because I feel like Vendetta played almost a perfect game as you could with Ryu, but almost is not the same as literally as actually a perfect game, and the tiny imperfections allow JeJaJeJa to completely just explode out into just a very powerful way to start a set.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is, man, that is the kind of the nature of the matchup we're seeing here too. Again, like I was saying, Kirby is a character that, like, the primary reason you're used to thinking him as bad is because he's slow and he can't get in. But God help you, if he gets in, you might die.
Don't let that smile fool you. This guy is an expert level fighter.
Yeah, and again, I understand Vendetta's gameplay here of like just, I don't want to have to approach this. I'm going to stand back, I'm going to throw fireballs. But when Kirby's crouching them all, you kind of do have to just start finding a way in, or else you just let him get little bits of distance. And that's more or less what's happening here. However, Vendetta's been able to slip out every time JeJa's closed the gap here. And that might be the key to victory going forward.
And with all due respect to Vendetta, I mean, this could be, in a way, a weird form of karma, because Vendetta was counterpicking King JimJam's Ken with Toon Link. And King JimJam was having difficulties comboing the small character and just getting a lot of super important kill confirms just because of rage, because of how small Toon Link is sliding out, and having to fight a small character back with an FGC, and now you're on the losing end of a match that was so close earlier. I mean, this is just shoes on the other foot.
Yeah, and you're on the losing end of a matchup where you kind of have to approach, not because the other character can zone you out, the other character just doesn't have to interact if they don't want to, but JeJa chooses to and almost immediately loses his life for it.
That's so dangerous. That's a stock.
Oh!
No!
He's alive?
It's so... I would have been fooled. I would have bet money on that interaction leading to a stock.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that could have gone wrong there for Vendetta, but he does stick it in. He's throwing out more of these fireballs too, trying to just get that little bit of chip, but he's slowly giving up stage space. Needs to find an opening. All right, quick little 1-2 combo into the fireball there. Just a little bit of damage, but still, man, just struggling to find that opening, but giving himself the space needed to soften up and just try to find some kind of opening here. Ooh. Wow.
Big back air. JeJaJa just being so knowledgeable, because JeJaJa knows that there's only so many ways Ryu or Ken could get back on stage in that situation, and most of the time it's going to be FADC or Tatsu forward just to get that horizontal distance. This could be big.
It's over. That's it.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah, what I really appreciate from JeJa's gameplay right now, something I don't see a lot of Smash players do, even at the higher end, is like having an understanding of like, hey, from this position, I'm actually 100% safe. There's nothing that can be thrown my way that isn't reactable, that I can deal with something simple like a crouch or a quick shield that doesn't give up any frames relative to the opponent. JeJa is just kind of taking the time with that, and instead of just trying to rush to get into where his character's threat range is appropriate, spending time finding the perfect moment to get in, finding the exact moment that getting in actually matters, where there's a real opening to capitalize on, and then doing the classic Kirby stuff once you get in, man. The combos in that character are something else.
Absolutely, just hitting like a Mack truck and just being super calm behind the wheel as you do it. Hitting right back in, switching to the Ken.
Yep. Yeah, and I can see why, just like we were just talking about, just too many situations where JeJa just does not feel threatened at range and can spend all the time in the world getting in. So why not be the character that can at least punish mistakes once he is in instead, right? Play this character that can really hit these harder kill confirms, rack up more percentage quickly, and capitalize stocks.
Right, but Ken definitely benefits from a clear mind, because you have to be ready for those kill conversions when they happen, and you've seen how difficult this set has been for Vendetta, so you have to bring the confidence and you have to bring that top player mentality.
Absolutely, but so far JeJaJeJa keeping the game at least even. With these weight classes though, how even is that? Maybe not enough, but the Shoryuken does not kill. Vendetta at least though, sending out that notice, hey, I am lethal. You come at me the wrong way, you're gonna die.
That would have hit, that crescent kick would have hit any other character on the roster, except for Kirby. You saw just like the heel of that crescent kick sliding past an interaction, doing another one, but being at the middle of the stage, not getting the kill.
Still no good. And now JeJaJeJa in the driver's seat, looking for the edge guard. Vendetta force low, back to the ledge, waiting for the opportunity, catches the down tilt off the ledge. That's gonna be the stock.
I mean, when you're fighting potentially like the best player of a character in the world, you might just have to forgo the matchup chart and just be like, what's most comfortable for me? I'm most comfortable with Ken. So just that little bit of that security blanket might be more helpful, but still evening things up.
JeJa going so low to find that too. And now we're playing this mid ground here. Nobody wants to approach just yet. It really is a standoff type situation, or at least it was. Now we're in, racking up damage. Vendetta coming out on top here. Misses the Shoryuken though. How this ledge could be bad, but still able to slip right back up and reset the neutral.
Very smart play. I think that might have been the only option he could have taken, was the fastball from that nair. Shoryuken.
Trying to do the pressure with the inhale there. Covers a lot of options. The downside is if you don't get the inhale, there's a lot of ways you get punished too. So it's a risky one to go for, but does end up working out. Now Vendetta trying to find these little teensy spacing adjustments here. JeJa able to air dodge out, but still taking damage.
This is looking so far like to be a much different game than the previous two. Vendetta making the necessary adjustments. With Ken getting these kill conversions.
Beautifully executed with the focus attack dash in to set that Shoryuken up. I mean, just right there, boom. Right after waiting just long enough to take the hit, use the armor, slip back in, hit the Shoryuken, take the stock. Ken definitely looking a little bit better in this matchup, I think.
Couldn't agree more. And, you know, I think sometimes you can't simplify the mentality down to, wait a minute, I'm goated. I'm Vendetta. How many clip compilations have been made about me and my playstyle online? I just have to be that guy. I don't need to worry about the frame data or the matchup chart. I'm Vendetta. And I think that's what happened there. It was just so much more confidence, making the change seem so obvious almost at this point with how confident that game was.
Yeah, and it looked a lot more confident than the Ryu the last two matches as well. It felt like a lot of hesitation going into the Ryu, a lot of like wait and see kind of moments. The Ken just felt decisive. Every interaction had a purpose. There was no waiting to catch an opening. It was I'm making openings. I'm not waiting for them.
You know, there's a saying I like that the people who can see the future are the ones that make it. And Vendetta is making its future right now. He's staying in the moment. Choosing FD.
Yeah, now FD though, this could be a little trickier for Vendetta. Those platforms do provide some neat opportunities to exploit Kirby's slower airspeed. When those are gone, this can be a little bit more tricky to really find the openings and get in on this character. Let's see how it works out. So far, it is JeJaJeJa hitting these combos with the drill to make sure focus attack's not an option. The grab to follow up is 100% damage off the rip.
Vendetta is still doing his best to stay competitive in this matchup. Kirby's still at 57%, and that can change very quickly with a single interaction, 75.
Yep, and still applying tons of shield pressure, almost able to slip out and get away with it as well. Now stuck on the ledge. Big catch, rolls up and just throws the down tilt for the catch. Man, catching him just a little too slow there.
Fully charged. This is going to be so important, but slips out because it's Kirby and Ken is at range. There's so many variables at play that cause that drop. Even top players like Vendetta are capable of making that mistakes.
The Hadouken there was actually genius to buy a way back, and unfortunately it wasn't able to get him all the way back to the stage. Some good usage of Stone, a move you don't see very often. Taking that stock for JeJaJeJa instead, but just knowing to throw that out there was brilliant. Focus attack to get back to the ground, doesn't overcommit here, just trying to get back out of the corner, but a bad roll in is going to get punished. Still an overall neutral situation though. JeJa getting a couple of stray hits, a couple of good interactions, but it's the ledge that's going to be the problem, and Vendetta is way off stage. Manages to go lower than JeJa can cover.
That is so rare to see from a Kirby to SD like that, perhaps going too deep and not keeping track of the jumps. But still evening things up with the down B. Getting the star KO.
Got him with the rock one more time. Again, not something you see get broken out all that often, but in this matchup, it does provide a nice way to force these Shotos low and then punish them for going there without really being in danger of taking the Shoryuken on the way back up, right? Like, not a bad option when you really look at it on paper. Oh, 2 trips in a row. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. This is a lot of damage. Now the juggle situation, jumps back into the forward air. JeJaJeJa continuing the pressure. Off stage, brings up a hammer. Excellent tech. Vendetta's still alive. Retaliates with the spike, but it's Kirby. He's still coming back. And the game is still alive. 1 stock to 1 stock.
I had to commend you for staying so calm under pressure. I just have to make noises because this is so exciting. This could be anyone's game. No possible shot.
No way! 2-2. Vendetta under all that pressure and even reading the world's weirdest mix off stage with that hammer, able to find that one opening for the reversal, get those down tilts out to the shore. You can take the game, keep the set alive. That is called clutch.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. The sudden hammer was just a jump scare right in the face of Vendetta, but Vendetta just no-selling it, teching it, making sure he's ready. And that SD earlier, because it was down to last hits, that possibly told the most important story out of that, is that Vendetta making use of out of the best of every opportunity, but maybe getting just a touch lucky with JeJaJeJa not keeping track of the jumps and getting a bit too foolhardy off stage.
Yeah, let me tell you, admittedly, I don't see a lot of Kirby gameplay these days from the places I'm usually at and watching and commentating. I don't think I've seen that hammer since 2019. It's been a long time. But definitely comes back in big fashion. JeJa though, going back to FD and already showing why we go to this stage as Kirby, right? So much damage off of one combo, off of one neutral win, 84%, and now Vendetta's on the back foot, eating a forward smash off the focus attack and forced to recover in low. The stone wraps up the stock, and JeJaJeJa is pulling away in dominant fashion off the rip.
Yeah, we haven't been mentioning it because it's something that's been happening so often, you almost stop noticing it, but the low profiling of Kirby is telling one of the most important stories of this matchup, just being able to avoid so much from Ryu or Ken, and you have to start taking gambles with getting those shorts, getting those crouching forwards in order to get any kind of conversion going for you.
Yeah, you have to start taking risks to make things happen. Man, it'd be cool if we made like a theme of the tournament about gambling and risks. That would be a fun one, right? Like a cards kind of thing, maybe. Oh, big down tilt opening, and now
I don't think that would ever work, but absolutely, gambles are being taken place.
All right, a lot of pressure. Vendetta being very respectful, giving actually a lot of space into the ledge for JeJaJeJa to work with, maybe a little bit too much, and now the situation has been flipped right on its head, and it's Vendetta stuck towards the inside, but there's just a lot of very small positioning happening. Stone not going to take the stock this time, though. Vendetta in the driver's seat for a moment, but look at this patience. Look at the waiting game happening here. Ooh.
Against a character that can do so much damage like Kirby, this is a very scary stock difference to be against with the little pink guy.
Yeah, there was so much patience and so much waiting, and then JeJaJeJa just throws the forward smash, just out of nowhere. And I don't know if I'm more dumbfounded by that or the fact that it worked and it caught the dash in. Like, it was perfectly living in the future. JeJaJeJa.
In the year 20XX, everyone will be playing Kirby and some form of Ryu or Ken.
Oh no. Oh no.
What's happening here?
Oh, the waiting game has evolved. We are waiting harder than ever before.
Smash Bros!
I mean, I understand Vendetta's frustration here, but you've got about 4 minutes left to take 3 stocks if you're going to win this. Or at least 2 of them, and all the time you spend empty hopping here is just timer off the board. You do kind of got to find a way in.
I think JeJaJeJa is probably playing with food a little bit here. Oh!
Oh!
Being able to make it back on stage, but if you're JeJaJeJa, you're probably not too concerned.
You know, you still have a whole stock lead to work with, but then again, it's game 5. I don't know. Against a character like Ken 2, could just kill you for one wrong move. It's a scary proposition to be giving up anything for free.
Sometimes it's about sending a message, because these two must have faced each other so many times, being such strong offline and online players. You just got to sometimes set the seeds for further matches of, remember when I embarrassed you like this, when you couldn't approach, when I took away every option away from you, including your secondaries, but the heavy shuriken almost changing the story.
Somehow not killing JeJaJeJa, living for just a little bit longer on this second stock, and man, every little bit that gets racked up here is extra credit that makes this last one look kind of hopeless, but Vendetta still keeping it together. This ledge could be bad. Dash attack gonna catch the weight for a little bit too long. JeJaJeJa's out there. The inhale? Huh. And now we are dashing and trying to put up some more pressure. It almost feels like JeJaJa is being forced to move defensively now. Vendetta's positioning is a lot closer, a lot more threatening, but still waiting, trying to find like an errant option to punish there. A crescent kick, capitalizing on what was that errant option, and now Vendetta is at least on that last stock. This is still doable.
I'm definitely getting a little bit of, ironically, Shao Kahn vibes from JeJaJeJa. You know, being so dominant, being so strong, but then you let your guard down, you let out a little laugh, a little taunt, but you're still dominant by the end of it.